Alright, so we're looking at this 2007 vehicle CERN here for the EGR lab. This has got a electronic EGR system there, and as you can see we've got 5 wires on that. So next up we're going to take a look here at the actual wiring diagram and go through each and every function of those 5 wires.
We have the wiring diagram for the Lucerne. So obviously the first one, this is just a pinout of the actual connector that plugs into the electronic EGR valve. So if we go down, here's the actual what each wire does. Pin A will have a dark green wire, which is for the solenoid low control. Tan/dark green, that's the low reference. This is a 5-volt reference circuit, so obviously gray, black, that's the 5-volt reference. Pink and yellow, that's the valve position signal. Orange and white, that's the solenoid high control. So for right now, we're just for example, we're gonna look at the 5-volt reference and the valve position signal. So if you follow me, it's like $30,000. The 5-volt reference is the gray and black wire, so it's this one right here. The valve position signal, that is the pink and yellow wire, so it's the one directly right near it. I'm not sure if we can show on camera, but it is right here, right there, and we're gonna see how it affects the operation of the vehicle. So right now I have the scan tool hooked up to the car, and right here we have throttle position, commanded EGR, evap, purge, and absolute load on here, and the coolant temp sensor. And we're gonna see if any of the numbers changes, specifically the EGR numbers, see if they change with part throttle, full throttle, and whatnot. So I'm gonna give it a little gas so you can see by the throttle position. So nothing right now. So right now we're at 3,000 RPM. So nothing changed with this test.
Alright, so back on the 07 Lucerne here, and what we've got going on here is we've got the high side and low side driver wires jumped. This is also actually a linear EGR. So what we're going to do here is, if you listen, I'm going to turn the jump pack on. And yeah, you can actually hear the solenoid actuating as such. And what we're going to end up doing here is turning the car on, turning the EGR on, and seeing what the end result of that, of doing that is going to get us here in terms of the overall running condition of the car.
So right now I'm going to start the car. So get in. So right now it's closed, and so he kept opening and closing it, so that's why you saw it dip down a bit. So right now it's closed. It's closed. So right now it's running normally. So he just opened it and it's just stumbling on itself. So I'm gonna give it a couple of revs. And it's trying really hard to do so. Yeah, it sounds like a misfire almost, and yeah.
Alright, so for the PCV valve, we're looking at this 99 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I've got the PCV valve here in my hand, and in discussing this with Mr. Heisner, if this were to be like one of the variable valve style ones, you would expect there to be like something like a spring in there, so it would retract with vacuum, and then it would expand out when the vacuum was released. But when looking at this PCV valve, there really isn't a spring in here. The little check ball that's in here really only moves in the left to right direction, so we're going to make the assumption that this is kind of a hybrid mix between the two of them. And when looking at the actual PCV valve system here on this Jeep, you can see the PCV valve is going to go here right by the oil fill cap. Then going to feed around, and then if you look here on this side, this is going to be that fresh air side of the PCV system here. So one of the tests that we're going to do here is we're just going to plug up that hole and see if we can get something like a piece of paper to stick on the fresh air side.
So one of the tests we did for the PCV valve on this Grand Cherokee is the dollar bill test. So if you come around here, we put the dollar bill right here, and we tried plugging up this hole, and typically you should have just enough vacuum to hold the dollar bill to this hole. But when we did the test, it actually didn't hold it, and there could be a bit either one or two causes. It could be A, there's too much blow by, or B, there's extra there's more air coming in